Welcome to the tenant side of myResidence. We will start by registering an account to the system. Let's say that you are a new tenant or you haven't registered your account to myResidence yet. You will simply have to click the register button and you will be redirected to the registration form. You simply have to fill out all of the required details in this form in order to proceed. In case you are a student, you can submit your school address instead of your work address. Please make sure that you have agreed and check the boxes for the terms and conditions. Your account is now subject for approval. Kindly wait for your landlord or admin to approve your registration. Once your account gets approved, you can now log in into myResidence. Welcome to the tenant dashboard. This is where you can see news or announcements published by your landlord. There are three main subsystems that you can use in this tenant portal. This is where you can view your pending, overdue, or late payments in the dormitory. Take note though, you cannot pay directly through this feature. It is only used for tracking purposes within the dormitory. Now let's suppose that you have a pending payment for your electricity bill. You must make the payment first before you proceed in this part of the system. But once paid, you can now select your pending payment by clicking this button. A new form will appear and this is where you'll have to upload your proof of payment. Your proof of payment could be a scanned copy of your receipt or simply a screenshot if you paid through electronic means. Now, after submitting the proof of payment, the landlord will then have to check your proof of payment before updating the status to paid. You can also view the history of all of the payments you've made in your dormitory. Additionally, in the payment methods section, you can check the payment methods available in your dormitory. We will now proceed to the next feature. This is where you can send reports or complaints for the landlord or the management to see. You simply have to fill up all of the required details. If you have a supporting image, you can also upload that to further solidify your report. Once you submit the form, a report ticket will now be assigned to you and you can see that your status is still pending. Once the landlord fixes the problem, you can click this button under the action column and finally set the status to resolve. We will now go to the repair request. This is where the tenants can send out repair or maintenance concerns to the management. Likewise, you will simply have to fill out all of the required fields before submitting the form. And it would be even better if you could attach a supporting image to the repair or maintenance request. Once submitted, a repair ticket will be issued to the tenant. This will now be seen by the landlord or admin and will have to be resolved. If needed, the tenant also has the option of canceling the repair request. Additionally, in case the landlord does not agree with the given scheduled date by the tenant, you can send in another schedule wherein you are available for the repair by clicking this button under the action column. We will now proceed to the last subsystem of the tenant portal. This is where the tenants can send out visitor requests to the dormitory. You simply need to fill out all of the required details and submit the form. This visitor request is subject for approval of the landlord or the admin. In case of change of mind, the tenant can also cancel a visitor request if needed. In addition to the three main subsystems of the tenant portal, this is where the tenants can edit or update their account details such as username or password. Then lastly, there is also a customization option wherein you can change your display picture or even change the color scheme of your tenant portal. In the future, a notification may appear regarding your contract in the dormitory. Click this button to review the contract details and double-check if all of the information displayed are accurate. Click either one of these buttons, depending on whether the information displayed is correct, and then click the Submit button. Next, you will see a soft copy of a sample contract used in dormitories. You only need to provide only two more information in this contract. First, kindly input or type your postal address at the top. Then, at the very bottom of the contract, you will see an Upload e-signature label which is clickable. Clicking this label will allow you to upload your e-signature, preferably in PNG form. Once you have entered both your postal address as well as your e-signature, you can either generate the PDF or click Submit. If you click the Generate PDF button, you will be given an option to print the soft copy of your contract. Once that is done, you can finally click the Submit button. We are now done with the tenant side. Thank you for using myResidence.